he comes, here he comes. There's the trumpets, there's the drums, here he comes. Hopalong Cassidy, here he comes.
My saddle pal Red Connors and I were riding deep in the heart of the Sierra Blanca country on a strange mission. A week ago, the assistant chief for the Bureau of Indian Affairs had sent for me. And in his office in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
And somewhere in this 1,000-square-mile area is the place the Indians call the land of the black waters that burn. Only Chief Tallhorse has the map with the exact location. Said to be on a bracelet that's handed down from father to son.
You mean you brought Hoppy and me all the way from Twin Rivers just to tell us this Indian bedtime story?
Red, this is not just a legend. There's a lot of evidence in the museums that prove that the Comanches knew of the existence of oil long before the white man came west.
Chief Tallhorse has admitted he has the map, but he refuses to give it up. Says the tradition of his tribe that only evil can come from the black waters.
Oh, Indians are always worrying about ghosts or something.
They had a right to worry about the waters in those days, Red. The animals got stuck in the oil, and when the braves went after them, they got stuck too and went under. Well, Mr. Bradley, now that I've given Red his history lesson, what is it you want me to do?
I want to get that map from Chief Tallhorse. If anyone can get it, I know you can.
Why is it so important all of a sudden?
That land is due to be open for homesteading 10 days from today. If anyone discovers oil after that date, the Indians won't get a penny's worth of it.
And if it's discovered before then?
I have the promise of the government that the Indians will get 25% of all the oil taken from that ground.
I don't know. The chief has always been pretty set in his ideas.
Hoppy, you know my feeling toward the Indians. You know I've always tried to help them. Will you help me?
Will the government put their promise to the Indians in writing?
I have it right here.
That's good. We'll leave for Sierra Blanca Reservation tonight.
Thank you ever so much. Good luck to you.
And so Red and I rode south and west. Red, will you take the horses over to the livery stable?
We were going to stay at the reservation.
No, it's too late to go calling on friends now. I thought we'd spend the night here. Tomorrow I'll take you out there, and you're going to meet one of the finest old gentlemen I've ever known. The last of the Comanche chiefs.
Ooh, heap big chief have powwow with heap big pale-faced Red Connors, huh?
Wait a minute. You try that tomorrow, you'll liable to get scalped by an Indian who speaks better English than you do. Come on, I'm sleepy. Across the street, there's a man down.
Help! Help!
It's Chief Tallhorse. He's been shot in the back. How did it happen?
I don't know.
If he's still alive, get a doctor.
The nearest doctor's out on the reservation.
Red, get a buckboard. We'll get him out to the reservation to the doctor. Hurry it up, will you?
What happened, Turner? The chief had been to dinner with Betty and me. I just said goodnight to him at the door when I heard the shot and the chief cry out.
Did you see anyone?
My brother's blind.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, the chief's shirt is powder burned. He must have been shot from close range. Did you see anyone running away?
I was in the back room.
Hurry up with that buckboard. Red, you get our horses and follow us.
Maybe I better take him out to the reservation, mister.
I'm Bill Cassidy, a friend of his. You better stay here and try to find out who shot him.
You bet I will. He's a friend of mine, too.
All right, driver, let's get out of here. Come on. doctor here?
I'm the doctor.
I have Chief Tall Horse in the buckboard. He's been shot.
Dad. We'll put him on the couch, Mr. Cassidy.
Right.
Easy. Get me some boiling water from the kitchen.
It's been a long time since you've seen me, Johnny Tall Horse. How did you remember my name?
It has indeed been a long time. Before I was sent to the white man's school. But one doesn't forget the name or the face of the man who helped his father make a lasting peace with his white brothers.
Can I help you there?
Yes. Just hold him still. I'll cut his shirt.
It was nearly noon of the next day when Johnny finally pronounced his father out of danger. The chief had been lucky. The bullet had just missed his heart.
Hoppy.
Yeah?
My son and I are both grateful to you, getting me here in time, friend Cassidy.
Thank you, Chief. You feel better now?
Fine. My people are tough. It takes more than one bullet to kill a Comanche. What brings you to Sierra Blanca?
Is it all right if I talk with you?
Well, go ahead. It'll probably do him good.
Chief, I'm here on a mission that may bring great prosperity to all your people in the years to come. The chief and I talked for several hours. He asked many questions, mainly about the government's promise to protect his people. I showed him the paper Bradley had given me.
How long is this powwow going to last?
My people are never in a hurry when there's something important to be considered.
You think Hoppy can convince him?
I think he could convince my father that black is white.
So I have told you the whole story, Chief. That's as far as I can go.
I know you to be a man of truth, friend Cassidy. I will give you the map. The white men can drill for the black waters that burn. On the bracelet on my right wrist is engraved the map. Take it with my blessing.
It's not on your wrist. You must have taken it off.
When I was 21 years old, my father placed the bracelet on my wrist. From that day to this, it had never left my arm.
He had it on when he left yesterday afternoon, Hoppy.
He did? Now I think I know why you were shot last night. Somebody beside your father must know that that bracelet is the map to the oil lands.
But who could read it outside of a Comanche chief?
Well, it may take time, but anyone who's made a study of Comanche symbols might eventually work it out. Hey, Johnny, what do you know about Turner and his sister? What kind of people are they? Where did they come from?
Well, Betty came out here a short time ago with her blind brother and opened up a millinery shop. She's been very kind to the children on the reservation. As a matter of fact, that's why Father went in to see her yesterday, to thank her for some clothes she made for them. I'm afraid you're way wide of the mark there, Hoppy.
Maybe. Did she make the first move to meet you and your father?
But come to think of it, she did. She always seemed very much interested in Comanche folklore.
Did she ever mention the bracelet your father wore?
She always admired it as a fine piece of primitive art.
She did, huh? I think I'll go into town and have a talk with Miss Betty Turner.
Surely you don't suspect her of having anything to do with this.
Johnny, you never can tell what some people might do, especially when the stakes are high. Come on, Red. Let's go into town. Miss Turner. I want to thank you for the use of the blanket. And I'm sure you'll be glad to know that the chief is going to live.
I'm so glad to hear that. Blaine. Mr. Cassidy says that the chief is going to be all right. Isn't that wonderful news?
Wonderful.
In a few weeks, he'll be just as good as new.
Well, our thanks to you, Mr. Cassidy, for getting him to the doctor in time. Betty and I have become very fond of the old gentleman.
I don't remember having seen you before. Do you belong in this district?
Oh, no, we're from the Twin Rivers country. We just came down here to buy some Indian cattle. Well, we better go if we want to look at that herd. Goodbye. Oh, by the way, the chief seems to think he lost a bracelet of some kind here in town last night. Did you hear anyone say they found it?
No, I didn't. Was it valuable?
No, I don't think so. It's probably just one of those old things the older Indians wear.
If I hear anything, I'll let the chief know.
I wouldn't worry about it. He'll remember where he put it when his mind clears up. Goodbye.
Thanks for coming in, Mr. Cassidy. Goodbye.
Sure learned a lot of nothing in there.
I wouldn't say that.
You know, Hoppy, the longer I hang around you, the less I know what's in your mind.
That goes 2 ways double. Come on.
Where are we headed for?
Telegraph office. I want to get a message off to Bradley in Santa Fe.
What about?
I want some information about a blind man who can write.
What are you talking about, Hoppy?
I bet that Blaine Turner can see as good as I can.
What makes you think so?
He was working on those maps in the living room table. He had ink stains all over his fingers.
I didn't see any.
I did.
You did?
I'd sent my message asking if the Bureau of Indian Affairs knew anything of a woman who called herself Betty Turner. And an hour later, I received a reply.
What did it say?
Yeah, read it.
Betty Turner, formerly a secretary in this office. Stop.
Well, what are you stopping for? Read the rest of
Well,
it.
it said stop.
Well, that's just a period.
Oh, sure. Stop. Her brother, Blaine Turner, considered an authority on Indian folklore. Bradley. Well, I'll be darned.
It's like we hit on something, huh?
That dirty sneak. What are we going to do now? Get the bracelet back?
I wish it was that simple. We can't even prove that they've got it. Come on, let's get back to the reservation. I got an idea that might work.
If anyone else had told me this story, I would not have believed them.
You know something else, Chief? I believe Blaine Turner shot you just to get that bracelet.
But we still have to prove it.
Oh.
Chief, do you have another bracelet that looks anything like the map bracelet?
We have several. Johnny, get them out of the cabinet.
Here. This one has the same symbols and markings as the ones on the map bracelet.
That's good. We'll just put it under the chief's pillow here for a while.
I don't understand, Hoppy.
I'm just baiting a trap. I'll explain later. Well, Red, here we go again. Back to town.
Well, I'm getting tired of just riding back and forth.
Don't worry. This time you'll have plenty to do. See you later.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Here I am again.
So I see. What can I do for you?
Since Cassidy and me's finished our business down here and are heading home, thought it might be nice if I bought a hat to take home to my sister.
I'd be glad to help you pick one out for her. What is her coloring? Is she tall or short or...
She's about my size.
I'd say she's tall. Is she a blonde or brunette? I mean, what does she look like?
She's like me. She's a little prettier.
Would you mind stepping over this way? How's this one?
That's right nice. No. Let's try that other one.
How's this?
Yeah, I'll take that one. Only, could you sew some more flowers on it? My sister just loves flowers.
I'll do it right away.
Chief Tall Horse had a mighty narrow escape. He's going to be laid up in bed a long time.
My brother and I will have to get out to see him one of these days. Does anyone have any idea who shot him?
Cassidy figures it might have been someone who had a feud with the chief in the old days.
That's a possibility.
Red was playing the dumb, talkative numbskull perfectly, and it looked like Betty was falling for it.
Funny thing about that bracelet that disappeared.
What's funny about it?
The chief told us that it had something to do with a map or something, but it wasn't any good without the other one.
What other one?
The other bracelet the chief has. Somehow it's no good without the other one to complete the map. Leastways, that's the way I understood it.
That sounds very interesting and exciting. Have you seen this other bracelet?
Yep. Chief keeps it under his pillow. It's a right pretty thing. Oh, it's a little bracelet about this big. It's got a lot of doodads, tracings, and marks on it.
Some of those old Indian bracelets are beautiful. I'll have to ask the chief to show it to me someday. There. That does it.
You ready to leave for Twin Rivers?
Yep. Well, how much is it?
$8.
For that little hat? I only paid $6 for mine.
Women's hats are more expensive. Pay the lady. Your sister's gonna love that hat.
It's been a pleasure meeting you in Red, Mr. Cassidy.
Thank you. Well, come on. We got a lot of riding to do before dark. Goodbye.
Bye.
We circled around the town and hid out where we could watch the road to the reservation. Betty and her brother hadn't wasted any time getting underway. Red and I cut across the hills and headed for the reservation.
Chief?
Come in, Miss Betty.
I'm so glad to hear that you're going to be all right. I brought you some things to eat.
Thank you for coming.
How does it happen that you're here all alone?
Only until nightfall. Johnny had to ride to the lower reservation as a sick child.
Here, let me make you more comfortable.
Thank you.
There. That should be better.
Now you have both bracelets. Evil woman with the tongue of a snake.
This time, make sure.
Drop your gun, Turner. All right, Red, search him.
Walked right into it, didn't you?
I should have known anyone as ugly as you are couldn't have a sister.
Here it is.
Put it in your pocket. All right, get moving, you two. I'm taking you down to the lower reservation to await trial.
Hold it, Cassidy. They're not taking anybody anywhere.
So you're in on this too, huh?
There are smart people in this world beside you. When I heard your name last night, it rang a bell. So I began checking up, and I found out you had the right to act as U.S. Marshal. Right after you told me you were coming out here, I found out he sent a telegram asking about you. So I took no chances.
Well, now that they all know what's what, we'll have to get rid of them.
I figure we might have to. Go get your ropes. And the dynamite and fuse out of my saddlebag. All right, inside.
The 5-minute fuse the sheriff had set was only seconds away from the dynamite.
There's a scalpel in my bag on the table. If we could only get it.
Well, we can try. Don't hurry and get those ropes cut, Red. I'm afraid your sister isn't going to get her hat.
Right now, I ain't worried about my sister's hat.
Little more. Little more. Come on, let's go. We'll go on down to the lower reservation and get a posse ready.
I'll be all right, my son. Ride with our friends. It is my wish.
It had taken but a short time for the Indian agent to gather some trusted men, and we headed for town. Red, you and the agent go to the side door. Johnny, you go to the back window. You two stay in front. Come on.
Just as I thought. The second bracelet was just a trick to lure us into tipping our hands. This bracelet gave me all the information I needed. Now, Betty and I will each file on a homestead right here. Sheriff, you and your men can file on the surrounding sites.
Take a look at these sites first. Get your hands up. House is surrounded. All right, get over there. I'll just take all this stuff along and save the engineers a lot of trouble. Come on, get on your feet. Get out of here. It'll be a long walk to the jail I'm taking you to. Well, Chief, the engineers have turned in their report and the drillers are ready to go to work. Soon your tribe will prosper as never before.
Thank you, friend Cassidy. I shall see to it that the money is wisely spent.
I'm sure you will. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Johnny.
Hoppy.
Well, Red, this time we're heading for home.
Say, Hoppy,
Yeah?
what am I going to do with this hat? I paid $8 for it.
Give it to your sister.
Oh, you know I ain't got no sister.
Well, maybe you will have a sister.
Well, how am I ever going to have a sister? I haven't even got a father and mother.
Well, just to save any argument, I'll give you the $8.
No, you keep it. I've had $8 worth of excitement out of it. Here, there's a present for you, Maggie 2 Feet.
Goodbye.
There he goes on his way down the moonlit trail to where cowboys race. Hopalong Cassidy. Hopalong Cassidy, he'll return soon again. There's no use to say goodbye until then.